What is up, everybody in the YouTubes? In this video, we're gonna be playing Noiramore Academy. This is from somebody named Inkrose. I knew about them since the Friendship is Magic days. Well, I don't know them personally, but I knew about them. And I know about this game for a few months now. And without further ado, let's play. It's on Kickstarter if you want to go to support the game. It's also available to a demo of it is available on Steam, which is where I got this.
Noiramore Academy, one of Drakenspire's most prestigious schools with over 500 years of storied history. The current headmaster, Julius Claiborne, is a former general who runs our school with military precision and discipline. Our wonderful planet of Noiret is home to a great many talents in resonetic abilities, and Noiramore's teachers are uniquely qualified in instructing such essential subjects.
She looks like a deer.
But while we specialize in resonetic talents, our other subjects are not taught any less thoroughly, and every student is encouraged to explore their unique talents in our extracurricular program. Noiramore Academy guides our students to commit to their studies, keep sound minds, maintain their manners, and most importantly, behave in a manner befitting the reputation of our beloved institution.
Extortion, Miss Hovern. Is that really what you're up to now?
I wouldn't call it extortion, sir. I simply told the cafeteria cook that I would keep the assistance of his pet vermin on the down low if he provided me with an extra brownie or two at lunchtime. It was mutual exchange that neither of us had issues with.
Yes, Judith, that's extortion. Of course he had issues with it. Thank goodness I caught you in the act.
Well, why am I the one sitting here in this office when it's the cook who is keeping vermin pets?
I've already talked with Mr. Seabrook, Judith. It's dealt with. And more importantly, none of your business. What concerns me is you. Sneaking around at night, lying to teachers, extorting staff. This is a decidedly concerning trend. Don't you want to be a good example for your sister?
Indeed. It must be hard enough for her to be younger than her classmates.
For the next month, you are not permitted to attend film club. Do you understand, Miss Hovern?
But sir, I won't be able to see any movies outside of that club.
Hence why it's a punishment. Miss Nunatak will check that you aren't seen there.
I'll make sure of it.
Judith, head back to class, please.
Good old Seabrook didn't rat me out, it seems. Brownies weren't the only things I asked him for. Apparently, one of his old classmates from back in the day was really into puzzles. He set up some kind of secret puzzle in a history classroom years ago, and Seabrook never figured it out. Let's see if I can.
I would like to point out that
During the Onyx War, various battles were fought in the Inked Wastes. Some were relegated to land, others underground in the caverns, and many on the Inked Sea. Our fiefdom, Drakenspire, went head-to-head against the fiefdom of Northberg in a horrid conflict spanning 4 years. It irrevocably changed our fiefdom forever. Miss Cabrera, no drawing in
she's a ram.
Can anyone here tell me why the Onyx War was instigated? Miss Landerhoof?
Yes, ma'am. The Onyx War was started due to Northberg's spies sabotaging our resonated ring production process. Northberg took advantage of this to sell their own rings in order to gain the kingdom's favor.
A good summation, Miss Landerhoof. Can anyone else tell me why it was the inked wastes that were chosen as the fateful battleground?
The inked wastes is between the two fiefdoms. Plus, it was where we mined our ore for the rings.
Excellent, Mr. Strumps. Now, what is it about the inked wastes that make it a particularly terrible place to fight a war? Miss Acre?
Oh, yes, Miss Grimsby. Well, the Inked Waste is a nasty, nasty place, full of hard creatures that will gobble you up and suck out all of your blood. Oh, and of course you can't forget to mention the Surge, which will suck you down into his deep depths and fill your lungs with tar, his tendrils digging deep into your brain until...
That's quite enough, Miss Acre. Oh, quite enough. Our unit this semester will be all about the Onyx War. Since it is the most recent major conflict in Drakenspire's history, we will be studying it in depth. And speaking of which, you may have heard tell that a new science teacher will be joining us this year to replace Mr. Mason. His name is Mr. Bagshaw, and he actually worked in the Research and Development Division of the Drakenspire Army. I'm sure he will have plenty to share with you that can enhance your education. Anyway, I am now giving you the rest of the period to work on the papers I assigned to you yesterday about the instigation of the war. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me. Dismissed.
Any other cutscene?
The night Seabrook gave me says history classroom. Page number equals number of compounds times number of windows plus number of desks.
How do you move around in this game? I'm trying to use WASD and arrow keys, but nothing.
Guess I'll get the textbook shelf.
Oh yeah, it is WASD. Left click to interact, right click to think about. Okay. You can review the clues by pressing I to look at items, then click on it and press space to inspect it. Okay. What I was about to say before the second cutscene was that I am not affiliated with Ink Rose in any way. I just wanted to check out the game because it looked cool. And the art style kind of reminds me of Monster High. But more monochrome.
That's cool, Judith. I need your help.
With what?
Well, my wings are as of a warrior. They are strong and my claws are sharp. All good traits of a warrior bat. However, well, sometimes I can be them a little clumsily. And, I ripped a small hole when I was swooping past this dress.
Oh, Gina, this dress is 500 years old.
I know. If Grimsby sees, I might get kicked out of the school. But I've built my roots here. I can't get kicked out. As a fellow member of the Nightclaw clan, I am formally asking for your assistance, Judith.
It looks like the dress uses a particular stitch here. I don't know how to copy it well enough to pass Grimsby's inspection.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was a curse word in battle language. I need to watch my tongue.
I'll try to find someone who could help. This sounds like something Becky would know.
Thanks, Night Court Judith. You're a valuable member of the clan.
I kind of want to change it to fidelity
The
mode.
technique, right? Are you excited for all your method acting to finally pay off?
We Fluffbats have a great appreciation for the arts. I am happy to take part in the play and make my clan proud by representing our warrior hearts.
What's going to happen to your fluffback persona once the play is over?
I am a true vet at heart. I don't know what you mean by persona.
In another play she was cast as a janitor. She cleaned the whole cafeteria. And when she was cast as a tree, she stayed outside and photosynthesized for hours.
Oh, she's a method actor.
She's completely dedicated to the bit. Added anything neat to your roost lately?
Oh, yes. I just added a hammock to sleep from. It's not traditional to my people since they hang from the ceiling with their feet, but it is very comfortable, and it's hanging off the ground to keep you safe from predators.
Oh, that's right. She needed a hammock because she almost broke her horn when she tried to sleep while hanging from the rafters.
A question for you, Night Court Judith. I saw you added a post of a cycling man to your roost. Is this because you find him, what's the word in your language? Cute?
Gina, come on. That was just a poster for a detective horror reel. I'm not ready to like boys yet. I'm only 13.
Although some people date young, for some reason.
So have you finished reading the Warrior Bat series?
Thrice over.
What? Aren't there like 50 books in the series?
It's important for me to know every detail for my Fluffbat cultural studies.
Gina, you know those aren't accurate to real Fluffbats, right? It's a fantasy fiction series.
Have you read them? Have you studied anything about Fluffbat behavior or history?
Well, no.
Then don't tell me what I do or do not know about my species. Thank you.
I wonder who her favorite warrior bat is. Squirrel Flight? I've only read the first few Warrior Cats books. Kinda want to change it to fidelity mode. So that... What the heck is going on with the pupils, though? I thought they had pupils. They kinda do, I guess. Anti-aliasing, post-processing, shading, textures. Now they have pupils, that's better.
Of a typical crystal farm from 500 years ago. It's considered good, honest work. But if being honest means no money and a lack of indoor plumbing, I think I'll keep my tongue white with at least a few lies.
Who's this? Cat? Is this a cat or a dog? What is this?
A statue of a cave hound.
Oh, a dog.
They don't have eyes, since they live in deep caves, and hunt using echolocation. Additionally, they are very good boys.
Judith, hey, have you finished the paper yet?
Naturally.
Ha! Well, I'm just a tad worried about getting it done on time. Especially because I'm just not getting it. Mrs. Grimsby's teaching style is, well,
Atrocious.
I was going to choose a kinder word, like peculiar.
That's the meanest thing I've ever heard coming out of your mouth.
Well, it's hard for her to teach about a war when she gets queasy over just mentioning death or blood. She's definitely skipping out on some important stuff. Can you summarise the cause of the war a bit more clearly for me?
All right. Don't tell me I never did anything for you. The fiefdoms of Northberg and Drakenspire have been at odds for hundreds of years, ever since they were first established by brothers with bad blood between them.
No, we got
Our
bad
fiefdom of
blood.
Drakenspire was known for the production of excellent resonetic augmentation rings. This was due to the high-quality ore mined from our territory in the Inked Wastes. These rings rose our standing with the king, drawing the jealousy of Northberg. 25 years ago, however, many rings were found to be dangerously faulty, to the point that some who used them lost their resonetic talents altogether.
I wonder if that's what happened to the teacher.
Campaign was launched that said it was due to Baron Leoric of Drakenspire pursuing cheaper mining in areas with ore tainted by the Surge. Royal investigations were launched. In the meantime, Baron Neirath of Northberg offered to sell his own rings and provide medical assistance to the affected fiefdoms. The king began to favour Neirath and granted him the rights to mine in the Inked Wastes. Soon, however, the king's spies revealed the truth. A double agent, supposedly working for Drakenspire, had manipulated documents to direct miners to the tainted areas, making it look like Baron Leoric had ordered it. Once the truth was revealed, tensions between the fiefdoms skyrocketed. Leoric, furious, mobilized his troops and marched upon the Inked Wastes, intent on taking his mines back. Neirath sent out troops in response, declaring that he still had legal rights to the land. A battle began. The initial conflict was very bloody, very quickly, since Drakenspire's citizenry were incensed at Neirath's actions. The fervour of combat led to some of the Northberg miners to be killed in the fray. Since they were civilians, Northberg's soldiers fought back with a similar anger. Meanwhile, the king was mad with Leoric for engaging Neirath since the investigation was not closed, and he'd bypassed royal authority by sending out troops to consult. The king did not take sides, leading the fiefdoms to engage in combat exclusively with the other, as other fiefdoms were not permitted to become involved. The war lasted for 4 years and was fought almost entirely in the Inked Wastes. The area was already known for its strange, twisted evils, horrid feasts and the infection of the Surge on the land, brutal bloodshed, and new types of resonetic weaponry only twisted the place further. One can only be glad we were born after it was all over, eh?
You're not gonna watch it? It's too late for the dishwasher.
Huh. I think I'm getting it a bit more now. Thanks, Judith.
No problem.
You mentioned resonetic weapons affecting the land. Did those help or hurt the Surge? Oh, and what happened to Lord Neirath after the war?
This whole unit is going to be about the war. You'll learn that stuff soon enough. And if you don't get it, I'll drill it into your skull, knucklehead.
Ha ha. Thanks.
What are you doing?
Sketching the window. I've always liked it. I want to build stained glass windows in my church one day.
Your church? Don't you mean your dad's church?
I used to want to take over for my dad, but now I've been thinking of building a church of my own, once I go through seminary college.
Well, good for
Already
you.
got your life planned out for yourself, huh? Only 13, Deacon. Lighten up a little.
Don't you have any dreams for yourself when you're older? You're not going to be exploring the school and frustrating the teachers forever.
I mean, technically, I could keep doing both of those things if I became a teacher myself.
She's got a point.
Dreaming to be a teacher? Doubtful.
You got me. Though, I'd say my current hobbies lead to a mean career in detective work, no?
That sounds
Excuse me.
like you. Detective Hutton. Has a nice ring to it.
I can already imagine it. Printed on the frosted glass door of my one-room office in the city that never sleeps.
New York?
Any plans for the treehouse?
What
Yeah.
treehouse?
I've got a few sketches I'm working on. I don't know how I'm going to get enough wood or nails to finish my plans, though.
We could take apart the door on Glitter's stable. And we could dig up her grave and use the coffin. She's an animal made out of stone. She doesn't really need a coffin anyway.
Judith.
All right. If I come across any, I'll make sure not to tell you where I sourced it from.
Oh, the little bad girl. Well, the one pretending to be a bat anyway. She's cute.
Gina
Kinda want to
Wendigan,
plush her for her.
resident drama kid. She was cast as a fluff bat in an upcoming school play and has been method acting for a month now. Her obsession got even worse when she read through the Warrior Bats books. She thinks they're actually accurate to fluff bat behavior, and now she's declared I'm part of her bat clan. Her antics can be weird, but she's a good friend. I've known her for a long time.
Which clan is that? Water Clan? Thunder Clan? Fire Clan?
That's Deacon Vesture. He's good friends with Lydia, Gina and I. His dad is a pastor in town, which means he's a bit too much of a moralist for my taste. But he's got a sharp tongue at times. He fixed up the old treehouse we use as a clubhouse.
Oh, that treehouse.
An old plate depicting Queen Clarentia. Why any royal would want food smeared all over an image of their face, though? Oh, come on, Judith. They're obviously decorative. Think.
Yeah.
Hunting arrows. Before more modern killing innovations, most people use their powers to shoot these things through the air. Bigger ones for hunting, smaller ones for more ethically dubious purposes.
What are these three doing there?
A sword, used by one of Corvette's knights. I don't know why it isn't behind glass. Honestly, has more faith in her students than I do, I guess. Fashion about 500 years out of date. Who thought those pants were a good idea? Lady Judith! Greetings! Hello, Sol. Might I ask if the film club will have the honor of your presence today? We are watching Murder in the Depths, a delightful horror reel that combines Fillmorian and Noiresson directing technique. Additionally, I heard tell that real skeletons were used to depict the bodies of the murder victims. Oh, please refrain from informing any school staff of this fact. I do not wish to get into detention again for my interests. I'm sorry. I just got into trouble with the headmaster. Can't join in film club for a while. Oh, really? I'm simply crestfallen to hear such a thing. I do hope you may join us soon. A new batch of my scholarship cookies will be awaiting your arrival.
I have a feeling Marisol might be some people's
As
favorite.
you always say. Indeed, I do. You mentioned getting into detention at one point. What was that for? Have I not told you of that incident? Ah, yes. This was from before we knew one another, I believe. In the library's radio room, I and several other students had met up to share our favorite radio shows. I turned the channel to my personal pick. As it went on,
few of the students seemed to become quite frightened. The librarian came in to check on us, and when he heard what we were listening to, well, he immediately took me to the headmaster's office. Unfortunately, I was banned from turning the channel ever again.
What exactly did you have them listen to?
A series detailing the stories of serial killers. A tad graphic, I must admit, but also ripe with educational content.
Oh, you're one of those girlies. I mean, I have watched a few, play shows. Anyway.
What are you reading there?
An autopsy report, that's all.
Autopsy? Of who?
Baroness Belladonna Lattimore, a death from 30 years ago that many would consider suspicious. I'm continuing my studies of famous deaths in order to increase my likelihood of becoming a forensic pathologist someday. That is my backup career plan, if my status as a true princess is never officially acknowledged anyway.
So you're trying to solve a cold case. Have you gotten any leads?
Some things I find unusual, yes, but nothing that hasn't been already noted by famous doctors. Besides, my specialty is in cadaver forensics. I'll need a detective's mind to piece together the entire mystery. Perhaps you might assist me in that sometime soon, Judith, since you're so good at mysteries and all.
That does sound like a good bit of fun. We'll keep that in mind. What's going on with the reenactment club? Becky still won't talk to me.
Oh, are you planning on rejoining? Because, to be entirely honest, Lady Judith, I do not believe you'll be allowed.
I'm just curious about what you're all up to.
I see. Well, our next grand reenactment is happening in a few days' time. It will be one of our biggest yet, covering the land and sea battle of Westlane on the 25th anniversary of the Onyx War's beginning.
Oh yeah, Brinsley mentioned that. And I think she said that non-club students are encouraged to join, since it's so big and educational or something. I know I can't become a club member, but I could probably help out a bit in this one, right?
Lady Judith, you know that I cannot approve you or not. You would have to talk with Becky. Have you apologized to her yet?
No. Why should I have to? She was the one who started everything.
Are you sure her slights against you were reality rather than simply perceived?
I know what I saw. I can read people.
Not all books are of the same language. Other languages exist, and one person cannot know all of them. As
True.
a person who holds precious friendships with the both of you, this continued feud hurts my heart. Pray, consider taking the first step to end it.
Alright, see you, Marisol. Waves can pack a wallop. Yeah, I don't really want to solve a puzzle right now. Careful where you aim your sights, or you'll shoot someone's favorite eye out. Secrets can kill, kiddos. Keep your trap shut about sensitive topics over the waves. The bats could... Oh, right, the dragons versus the bats propaganda.
That's Marisol Aker. She's a member of the Historical Reenactment Club. She insists that she's a secret heir to the throne, descended from a long-lost royal ancestor. She's also really into true crime and horror stories. Once, she was taken to the counsellor for the amount of books she checked out on concerning subjects. Souls never hurt anybody, though. She's a good kid.
Albeit a little bit creepy.
Fashion about 500 years out of...
Let's see what else.
These are crystals, whose vibrations prevent anyone in the classroom from using telepathy. To prevent cheating, I gather. I heard
Probably.
at one time, an upperclassman secretly switched them out for fakes before a big test. The crest of the Noiramore family. They died off with the passing of Headmaster Noiramore 20 years ago. They say she was going insane before her death, that she thought the Onyx War would be the end of the world. She was deposed as headmaster before her mysterious passing. Wonderfully spooky stuff. The crest of the royal family of Corvette, our current king, is the big boss of all Corvette's fiefdoms. Supposedly, he's an unbiased ruler, but after the war, he seems to be more favourable to Drakenspire. Good for us, I guess. Northberg's crest. Some students' parents complained about this being hung in the classroom, saying it was disrespectful to the men who fought against Northberg. But Headmaster Claiborne, who was one of those very men, told them it was fine for educational purposes. He's an old stick in the mud, but at least he can stand up to the PTA parents.
I can't imagine a few Karens in the ranks.
These are crystals to prevent...
Wow. Can I talk to any of the students sitting at the desks? No? I guess not.
Nicholas Strumps and Becky Landerhoof. They and I aren't on the best of terms. Becky leads the school's historical reenactment club. She's a real stickler for accuracy, to an obnoxious degree. Nicholas is her boyfriend. He's a nerd about naval history and sea battles and the like. Becky hasn't talked to me in a while, probably because of what I did at the reenactment. But I only did it because she needed to be taken down a peg. She should have thought of it as a favor, really. Becky, Nicholas.
What do you want?
Nothing. Can't a friend just greet a friend without coming across as needy?
Huh, friend. Right. Leave us alone.
Nicholas, I need to talk to Becky.
Why should she help you with anything?
I don't need help. This is Virginia, not me. She accidentally tore a hole in the dress over there, and I'm gonna stitch it for her. But I don't know how to do those fancy old ones. Again, this isn't for me, it's Virginia. You know she's too shy to ask people outside her clan.
Yeah, that's true. Becky?
Virginia, here. I studied that dress a while ago. What seam was torn?
Looked like the part with the lace at the bottom.
Easy enough fix as long as the lace wasn't too frayed. Use the stitch in this book on page 27. Give Gina my regards.
Go to the inventory or use the scroll wheel to select an item. With yourself, the item selected, use interact to use the item was or give to someone.
A Corvinstone crystal tree. They say that every king or queen is buried under one once they croak. I wonder if a royal is buried under this tree. A king of class clowns, perhaps.
What else can I talk to? The teacher, right? I want to see this fairy.
Before I ask them, I should figure out what page number I'm looking for. Doesn't sound right. A nice helm. Some helmets try to offer protection for the horn, but that ends up blocking waves needed for combat. Besides, most healthy horns have natural current barriers that work almost as well as armor anyway.
Because extra protection?
These were all recently published. Seeluk's friend went to school before the war, so I doubt any of these would work. I should ask the book sprites for help.
What page, though?
A model of one of the submarines used in the war. They were gradually phased out after the monsters in the Ink Sea were mutated by psi-bombs and destroyed subs on sight.
What else?
Oh, Miss Holland, is your paper done? You're scampering about as if it were.
Yes, miss. I put it on your desk yesterday.
Oh, yes, of course. Carry on. Unless you have any questions about future assignments.
So, I guess we're in the Onyx War unit now, huh? How long will we be studying it?
Till the end of the semester. It's an incredibly important part of our recent history that affected many aspects of our current day lives and politics. You have a good head for these topics, so I trust you will do well with it. And, please, do not include any battlefield photos in your presentations again. You know, I haven't the stomach for it.
Of course, miss. I may not be able to get away with it anymore, but other students will be doing that now. She pays less attention to the actual quality of the presentation, since she's too distracted by her disgust. And after all, she can't very well dock points for accurate visual reporting or historical fact. By the way, miss, I thought I saw you carrying a big net near the stables yesterday. What was that about?
That couldn't have been me, Judith. Why would I have a net?
That's what I was wondering. Hence why I asked you.
Oh, no. Wasn't me.
Maybe it was.
Is that romance book on your desk part of the curriculum?
No. Just a little something to read during lunch. Completely school appropriate, I assure you. Teachers need a bit of downtime entertainment too, child. No need to be nosy.
But curiosity is my speciality, miss. Is that not the foundation of learning?
No need to be disingenuous, which, coincidentally, is also a speciality of yours. You and I both know you're smart enough to tell the difference between nosy and curious.
You flatter me, miss.
You know, I think I'm gonna continue I think I'm gonna continue playing in the next part. It's a good game.
Mrs. Grimsby, our history teacher, bit of
Cornelia.
an old duck, that one. She says that about 15 years ago, she was attacked and her horn was snapped off.
I was wondering about
Now,
that.
she uses a wand to channel her waves, but wands aren't the most reliable. She's a nervous wreck of a person. Almost makes me feel sorry for her.
Yeah, I was wondering about her horn. Well, anyway, I think I'm gonna end the video
From what I remember,
pretty
this
soon.
classroom's construction was sponsored by one of Drakenspire's ladies, Lady Belford, I think. Her likeness is depicted here to thank her. The cave hound statue is modelled after her most loyal companion, who ended up getting her killed when he angered a Sidalon on one of her hunts.
Inventory is I.
Gina, look what I've got.
Nice clothes, Judith. What is it?
I've got a guide on how to make that stitch to repair the dress, and a needle and thread.
By the great bat wings! Thank you. Can you help me repair it? I'm afraid my claws would only tear it more.
Sure. Watch this.
Use your mouse to make you follow. You need to follow the sewing pattern. Click to make a stitch. Well, it's not really working, is it? Good thing my laptop has a touchscreen. But where should I start? Touchscreen doesn't work either. Sorry, Gina. Can't do anything. Well, I guess I'll leave the episode here. And I'll see y'all in hopefully the next episode of Noiramore Academy. Alright, bye. Save here. Well, I've been recording for like 40 minutes. Well, see you in the next one. Bye.